Power lines and trees whipping in the wind. It's a bad combination. And while you were sleeping, fire crews in the FM Metro were chasing down calls about wires arcing.
High winds didn't let up at all overnight and might have actually caused some lights to flicker on and off throughout the morning as well.
The Valley Today's Callie Hubbard joins us live in the Metro this morning with more on what some folks are waking up to. Good morning, Callie.
Yeah, hi, good morning, Jordan and Lisa. People are making their ways out of their house, going to work or walking their dogs, kind of scratching their heads saying it was this last Monday, because it's very similar in comparison to all the branches that are on the roads like this one. I was standing in front of one around 6:30 that was just as tall as I was. So people are kind of maneuvering their ways around branches like this. There's a lot of debris in the road as well, and then the wind is also picking up, blowing our car even. And I want you to take a look at this. We actually saw these balloons that actually blew into the trees here in North Fargo. We're by Roosevelt Park. So these are just some of the many things to watch out for as you make your way during your morning commute. I also want to talk about these branches now. We're not exactly sure. Crews said that they were working tirelessly over the night making these branch piles. So we're not sure if this was from the last storm or if this was from this past night's storm or wind damage. But piles like these are actually being thrown into the roads as well. So be careful for that too.
Garbage day, you can see the garbage cans behind her. So
yeah, so watch out for that. If you got one of those, it might end up somewhere not in your driveway.
Exactly.
But Callie Hubbard reporting live. Thank you very much this morning. And firefighters say a tree that toppled onto power lines is to blame for a garage fire in South Fargo. They got the call just after 3:30 yesterday afternoon about that fire at a detached garage at 910 19th Avenue South. There was smoke coming from the roof vents and eaves of the garage.
It started when a tree blew over in high winds and pulled the electrical service from the garage. Damage is estimated at about $20,000 to the building, and about $2,000 in contents were damaged inside the garage. The wind is also believed to have contributed to multiple deck fires in West Fargo. Firefighters got the call around noon yesterday to 2938 7th Street West and found 3 different fires on 3 different decks, all attached to the same building. Firefighters say the cause was a cigarette not being put out properly, and they say with the high winds yesterday, it made it easy for the fire to spread to close by other decks. The deck boards and supports of those 3 decks were damaged.
Fargo Fire also had its hands full with a call on the north side yesterday afternoon. Crews found small flames coming from outside of the building near a balcony at the Carr Apartments just off 30th Avenue North. The fire was put out quickly and damage is considered minor.
7 minutes before 7. Let's get a check of that first alert storm team forecast with meteorologist Lisa Green, and it sounds like we're still going to be dealing with the wind today.
Yes, it's another windy one today, and then we're compounding things because we've got chances for rain and thunder, some of which may get strong to even severe today, and hot too as we build in that warmer air with this south wind that's shaking our camera at the Dakota Magic Casino from our First Alert Skycam network. This is, of course, right along that South Dakota line. You can see the flags really brisk in the wind, the tree branches really swaying as well, and we've just got some issues with the wind continuing this morning, especially in the heart of the Red River Valley. We're currently at 74 degrees in Fargo, 72 in Grand Forks and Fergus Falls. A very warm start to our day. And checking out your winds, we are seeing those winds gusting into the 30s, close to 40 miles per hour in Fargo. So not as intense as we saw yesterday right now, but we still have the potential for getting into the 40s again, especially right along the immediate valley. And here's our rain chances. They've been popping up through the morning, and we're going to take a closer look here that we've got some thunder showers going on now. One just now exiting Thief River Falls, moving up toward, it probably will slide just east, south and east of Newfoundland, but moving into Marshall County of Minnesota, moving right along into Red Lake Falls, and then down into that fertile area, the heart of Polk County there, right along Highway 32. So some lightning, downpours, rumbles of thunder, more spotty rain into Norman and Clay County and back down into Otter Tail County too. So still seeing the chances for rain and wind here for us today, and heat as well. We're going to watch as temperatures rise 80s to about 90 degrees, windy weather continuing, and just generally going to be a tough day. We've got that severe storm risk today. It's marginal, so it's on the low end in that deeper green, but still the potential is there, and you'll definitely want to watch out for that. And we're not done with that yet either. More of the same for Tuesday and especially into Wednesday. The heat, the wind, and the potential for some storms. Well, let's check in now with Devin Fry for the Valley Today's Traffic on the Move.
Thanks, Lisa. We're finishing up our morning drive for this hour on I-94. We're turning on to I-94 anyway. Overall, the traffic flow this morning has been a bit busier than what we would normally expect for the 6 o'clock hour, especially out here on the interstates. We can see the eastbound lanes of I-94, which usually wait until around a little bit after 7 to kind of pick up. They're getting a little bit busier this morning. Over in the westbound lanes, that's where things can be the most busy. Now, that wind we've been talking about this morning, there's definitely some parts of the roadways where you can certainly feel the wind move your vehicle around. So just be ready for that. Those of us with lighter vehicles may want to prepare for these heavy winds, especially in these wide open areas such as out here on the interstates. So just be ready for that as you make your way out the door. Another thing to watch out for, construction up on 12th Avenue, shifting lanes. We're going to keep checking out the roadways, but for now, for your traffic on the move, I'm Devin Fry.
A Grand Forks man is dead after a motorcycle crash on I-29. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says 55-year-old Jonathan Hughes lost control of his motorcycle south of Manville Saturday night, hit a guardrail, and was then thrown from his bike. Troopers say he was not wearing a helmet.
Flea market season has its own set of challenges due to COVID-19. But as one market in Horace found out, that wasn't the only challenge. At the Bruce Flea Market, an 80-foot tree was knocked down by the wind right into vendors' tables. Amazingly, no one was hurt, but take a look at this video. We're told one man had to dive out of the way of that falling tree.
Several items on display were broken from the tree crashing down. The flea market is made up of 27 vendors, and it happens only once a year. The owner, Connie Bruce, says that she did what she could to follow coronavirus guidelines, but the one thing she can't control is the weather.
I walked out there and Richard was just getting up from rolling on the ground when he dove. I just was so thankful that he was okay. I'm not a crier and I actually shed tears.
Bruce says she spaced the vendors' tables to follow social distancing rules and says her flea market had an excellent turnout even amid the coronavirus pandemic.
North Dakota is reporting 22 new positive cases of COVID-19. 7 of them are in Cass County. The active case count in the state now 348. There are no new deaths being reported in the state, keeping the death toll linked to the virus now at 74.
Meanwhile, Minnesota is reporting 15 more deaths linked to COVID-19. The death toll is at 1,298. Another 311 positive cases have been reported. There are 3,083 active cases in the state. COVID-19 has led to critical blood shortages nationwide, and that includes here in the Valley. More than 400 blood drives have been canceled in the Dakotas over the last 3 months.
That means 9,000 units haven't been collected. Vitalant says they typically see donations slow in the summer months, plus they have a 25% increase in the need for blood now that elective surgeries are picking up again. It takes less than 1 hour of your time to donate blood. In our Healthier Me this morning, a new survey shows many parents don't know the best way to protect their children from bug bites. University of Michigan researchers polled over 1,100 parents of younger kids and found parents were twice as likely to be concerned about ticks than mosquitoes.
In fact, only a third of parents said they use bug repellent with DEET, which is most effective against mosquitoes. Most parents said they would seek medical care, however, for their child if a bug bite caused a fever or rash. And in our consumer alert, American Girl is releasing an exclusive doll outfit to honor frontline healthcare workers. I love this. It's part of Mattel's hashtag Thank You Heroes line. For every American Girl Scrubs outfit sold, the brand will donate 1 craft activity book to First Responders Children's Foundation.
The foundation benefits the children of first responders leading the fight against COVID-19. The Scrubs outfit is expected to ship to people this upcoming August. And now let's get the answer to our question of the morning on Facebook. That question, a third of Americans use one of these about 100 times a year.
Makes sense. The answer is an ATM. You can play along every weekday morning by heading to our Valley News Live Facebook page. Here on the Valley today, we want to thank you for tuning in to watch our coverage. We want to reassure you that we're working hard to make sure you're staying informed during this COVID-19 pandemic. Remember, you can follow us at valleynewslive.com, use our VNL News app, and also our Valley News Live Facebook page, all for free with no registration required.